Marathon majors, a dream for many runners. In today's video I'll tell you what these marathons are all about, how to get into them and what their future holds. The Abbott World Marathon Majors are the 6 largest or most prestigious marathons in the world: Tokyo, Chicago, Berlin, London, New York and Boston. The series began in 2006 with 5 races and Tokyo joined in 2013, completing the current lineup. However, from 2025 a 7th major might be added, Sydney, but the decision hasn't been finalized yet. Later in this video I'll explain why adding another race to the series isn't as simple as it seems. For each completed race you earn a star. Once you finish all 6, you receive a special medal, but it's not that easy. Each one of these marathons has its own strict qualification criteria, although for most of them you can enter via a lottery or purchase a travel package that includes a race entry. I'll go over the details on how to get into each major in a moment. For professional runners there's also a point-based system, but this video is mainly for amateur runners, so I won't get into those specifics. Now that we know what the majors are, let's dive into the details. I'll talk about each marathon in the order they appear on the racing calendar. The descriptions are quite similar, so if you're looking for specific info about a particular marathon, you can easily skip to it by using the chapters in this video's description. Let's start with Tokyo Marathon. The Tokyo Marathon usually takes place on the first Sunday of March with about 37,500 runners at the start line. The entry fee is $160. Here's how you can enter Tokyo Marathon. First of all, lottery. A large portion of spots are decided by a lottery. Anyone over 19 years old can apply. Registration opens in August and the results are usually out by September. Your chances are slim though, as typically between 350 to 500,000 people apply. Time qualification. There are very few spots and the time standard is extremely tough. In 2024, men needed to run under 2 hours 28 minutes and women under 3 hours and 9 minutes. Meeting this time doesn't guarantee entry since there are limited spots. It's first come, first served. Charity. Around 5,000 spots are available this way. Many of them are for those who donate at least $940 to the Run With Heart Foundation. Tour operators, companies like Raz Event in Poland, offer trips to the majors where the race entry is included in the package. It's usually much more expensive than organizing the trip on your own, but you can skip the lottery, so it's the easy option. There are also some reserved spots for Tokyo residents and Japanese citizens. The Boston Marathon usually takes place on the 3rd Monday of April with about 30,000 users. The entry fee is $235, and here's how you can enter the Boston Marathon. First of all, time qualification. About 25,000 spots are given to time qualifiers. The qualification standards are stricter for 2026. For example, a 30-year-old man had to run under 3 hours this year, but next year he will need to run under 2 hours 55 minutes. However, simply meeting the time doesn't guarantee a spot, as the number of spots is limited. For the 2025 marathon, runners had to be 6 minutes faster than the posted standard. Charity. You can choose a charity and raise $5,000. And tour operators, similar to Tokyo, Raz Event and other companies, offer trips where the race entry is guaranteed. There's no lottery for Boston. That's the most important thing. That's why many runners aim for this race. It's a test of speed and skill. The London Marathon usually takes place at the end of April with nearly 50,000 runners. The entry fee is £146. Here's how you can enter the London Marathon. First of all, lottery. The London lottery is the toughest one, with around 20,000 spots and between 500,000 to 1 million applicants. Registration is open in April and May and results come out between June and August. Time qualification. Around 6,000 spots are reserved for UK residents. You can see the required times on the screen. Tour operators, once again, Raz Event and others offer packages with guaranteed entries, which can be pricier but are a more convenient way than trying the lottery. Some spots are also reserved for UK running clubs and elite athletes. Berlin Marathon usually takes place on the last Sunday of September with 50,000 runners. The entry fee is 205 euros. And here's how you can enter the Berlin Marathon. Lottery. Registration opens in mid-October and runs through November. Lottery results come out in December. You can apply individually or as a 2 or 3 person team. Time qualification. The time standards are strict. You can see the required times on the screen. Charity. You can raise funds for a charity, typically around 1,500 euros or more. And travel package. As with the other majors, travel companies offer packages with guaranteed entries. Berlin is a great choice if you are looking for a flat, fast course. The Chicago Marathon usually takes place around Columbus Day, the second Monday of October, with around 50,000 runners. The entry fee is $250. And here's how you can enter the Chicago Marathon. First of all, lottery. Registration opens in mid-October and closes at the end of November, and lottery results come out in December. Time qualification. You can see the required times on the screen. Chicago's time standards are similar to Boston's upcoming ones, but it's generally considered one of the easier majors to qualify for. Charity. You can raise funds with a minimum requirement of $1,500. And tour operators, Raz Event and other companies offer guaranteed entry through travel packages. You can also go as legacy finisher. If you've run the Chicago Marathon 5 times in the last 10 years, you can skip the lottery. And also Chicago Distance Series. If you've completed 3 races in the Chicago Distance Series, so Shamrock Shuffle 8K Run, Chicago 13.1 and the Chicago Marathon, you're guaranteed entry in the next marathon. Chicago offers more options than the other majors, but many of these are geared toward Americans. The New York Marathon usually takes place on the first Sunday of November with around 50,000 runners. The entry fee is $295. And here's how you can enter New York Marathon. First of all, lottery, as always. Registration opens in January and the results come out in March. This is a tough lottery. The first round is for New York residents, the second for Americans, and the third for international entries. Time qualification. You can see the required times on the screen. Charity. You can raise a minimum of $3,000 for a charity. Tour operators. As with the other majors, travel companies offer packages with guaranteed entries. Legacy finisher. If you've completed New York Marathon 15 times, you're guaranteed entry for future races. NYRR virtual racing. If you complete the virtual New York Marathon in the same year, you're guaranteed entry for the next regular marathon. There are additional options for New York Roadrunners members, but I won't go into detail here. You can find more information on that on the marathon's website. If you want to track your progress on your journey to 6 stars, register on the worldmarathonmajors.com website. There you can access the runners portal where you will find all your race stats. In my case, I have 1 star for Berlin, which I ran this year. If you don't see your result, you can claim it for a race that's already happened, so don't worry if you're registering now. The portal also offers a gold membership for $350 a year. What does that give you? Discounts on merch, a welcome gift, offers from partner, and drumroll, extra chances in lotteries, but it doesn't apply to every marathon and there are additional conditions to get those extra entries. For years, 6 majors have been the standard, and that's why we have the famous 6-star finisher medal. But it's not guaranteed to stay that way forever. The accreditation process for other races is always open. Currently, 3 marathons are vying for major status: Chengdu Marathon, Cape Town Marathon and Sydney Marathon. To become a major, each race has to pass a rigorous process for 2 consecutive years. So far, Sydney is the only race to have done this once, and if it succeeds again this year, we'll have a 7th major. The decision hasn't been announced yet. What would that mean for the 6-star medal? We don't know yet. Another factor to consider is the increasingly strict time qualifications for some majors. Recently, marathons like Chicago and Boston have tightened their standards. Why? Running has become more popular and more runners are hitting faster times. The old standards were allowing too many runners through, and the number of marathon spots hasn't really increased. So, to spare many athletes the disappointment of missing out, the races have decided to raise the bar. And that's all for today. Let me know in the comments if you've run any of the majors and what your experience was like. And if you're dreaming of earning that 6-star medal, tell me which major you'd love to run first. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see more content like this, and also check out my Instagram for more short form content. Thanks for watching.